Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to this wonderful Friday. Hope that you're having a great day. Welcome to August, the first day of August. We are here and we are coming to you live with a really great conversation today. Today, I am joined by one of my YouTube besties, Dr. Davia. So happy to have her on the channel. And what I need y'all to know is that she is gracing us with her presence, headed out to Thailand on Tuesday,
On Tuesday.
August 5th. And she decided to stop by before she left. So, Dr. Davia, please tell us about your channel. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment on Dr. Davia's channel. Information in the description box.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here with you. Yes, it is August 1st. I don't know how it got to be August 1st because it was just July, but here we go. Dr. Davia, and my channel's name is Not All the Things. And I named it that because I feel like women of color and women in general are always doing all of the things. And that was like a phrase that folks have been coining, like, girl, I'm doing all the things. And I was like, you know what? Not all the things. That is what we need to stop doing. So my channel is around work-life balance and trying to figure that out because I'm not great at it, but I'm working towards it. Wellness, talk a lot about wellness, physical, mental, emotional health. And I talk about wine. I always have to bring in my wine. I'm having a little ice wine today. Shout out to TLM who said, do not leave this in your refrigerator and go flying off. So I'm having some wine with you and your viewers today. So thank you.
You're welcome. So let's say hello to our viewers. Dr. Davia, we have messages. So first, hello, Citone. So good to see you. We're very excited for the live, and I'm so happy that you are here. Dr. Davia, this is for you. Want to say hi to Dr. Sherrill, always so faithful for
Oh,
my live.
yes.
Shout
Yes.
out to Dr. Sherrill.
Yes.
Sonia, hey, we've been messaging a lot, and I'm really glad to see you today. Prophet Mother, you
Yeah.
have been coming up so much, like lately, been in community with you a lot. Thank you for joining us today. And Elise, one of our sisters from our YouTube group, is here. Thank you, Elise, for coming. Another sister from our group. Hey,
Yay.
Vonnie,
Hey,
so glad to
Vaughn.
see you. We have AJ's Whisper. Hello, good evening. And we have Q Styles.
Hey, Q.
Hello, you all. And we also have Tracy.
Tracy, that's made sure that I had my ice wine with me. So thank you, Tracy. I appreciate it.
Tracy,
It's
thank you for the
delicious.
wine. Thank you. Okay, it's really good to see you all. We're happy that you're here. We're going to have a great discussion. And you all, we are going to send off Dr. Davia. Okay, this is a send off for her. So if it gets emotional, if she cries, if I cry, you understand where we're coming from because it is hard to let go of your friend to say, see you later. So that's what we'll be doing today. So, Dr. Davia, could you start us off with telling us about how long you have traveled in Thailand, how long you have traveled in Malaysia, and tell us about how much time you would recommend us to visit these places?
Yes, so I have to say, I spent about 7 days in both places. And the reason why I got to Malaysia really was my husband. He was like, we need to go and see what this place is like. And I was like, bro, we only have a week, like a 7 day week. We don't have like a week, a 10 day where you get both weekends. And so he was like, that's enough time. We're gonna have to go. So we took off and we went to Malaysia, and I honestly wish I would have had, once you go that far, I think having 10 to 15 days would be great. But if you don't have that, you can get a lot done and you can see a lot if that's what you want. If you want to just chill and be a part of the culture and the community, you could do that in 5 days. But the flight, depending on where you're starting from, it's a hefty flight. And I had a video that talks about if you have a passport, have passport will travel. And I had no voice in that video. Like that travel put me down. So I would just say to folks, if you're going to make that trip, definitely make the best out of it. Spend at least 10, 14 days if you can. It's an amazing, amazing space to be in. Um, Thailand, I was by myself. I went for some onboarding and a conference. And so my experience was 7 days. I was alone, but I wasn't really alone because I was in community with the folks that I work with. And I would say I would have loved to have more time. I was only in Bangkok. Thailand's a very big country. And I would have loved to have gone to some of the other areas, but I did not have the time for that. So, I would say if you're making that trip, you want to stay at least 10 to at least 10 days, I would say. How about you, Dr. Maya? Because I know you've been to both places.
Yeah, Dr. Davia, I'm actually going to agree with you. If you're going to go all the way to Asia, specifically from the US, then
Right.
if you can stay longer or if you can see more countries, that's what I would recommend. So
Yeah.
I was abroad in Asia for 2 weeks and
Mm-hmm.
I spent 5 days in Thailand, 5 days in Malaysia, and 5 days in Singapore. I
Nice.
also have a video on this, so I'll put that in the description box for you all as well. But I would recommend doing those three all in one trip because it's
Mm,
very easy to get between those countries.
yes.
So, how did you get from Thailand to Malaysia?
Yeah, I think I took the scenic route, you
You took
know.
the scenic route. Okay.
I think that's what we did. We flew from uh, Newark to San Francisco, from San Francisco to Singapore. Then we had a layover in Singapore, and then we went to Malaysia. And if we were smart, we would have had an extended layover in Singapore, so we could have left the airport and really enjoyed it. So, like doing an 8 to 10 hour layover is not a bad idea if you want to just get a taste of a place and give you a break from that flight, right? So, the long haul to me of the flight was from San Fran to Singapore. That was the long haul, and then from Singapore to KL, it was like an hour and a half. It was very quick. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So in the comments, we have ex-Muslim Asia saying good morning from
Good
Malaysia.
morning. Good morning from
So we
Malaysia.
have someone in Malaysia in the
Yay.
comments. So as we say things, if
Yes,
you disagree, if you want to add, please let
please.
us know. Happy we got somebody from the space actually in here.
I love it.
So you are leaving for Thailand. You are leaving on Tuesday, August the 5th. Could you tell us what the position is that you took, why you decided to take that position, and how were you able to work that out with your job?
Okay, so this is going to sound odd, but I was not looking for this position. I was open, flexible, and willing, but I was not really seeking. I know people are like, well, how are you seeking? You got a whole new job. I just was really like, you know what? If an opportunity abroad shows up, I'm going to apply and we'll see how it goes. And so I had an opportunity to spend time out of the country in Toronto for the inauguration because that was an absolute shit show. And I did not want to be here for that. And so TL, who's in the chat, we decided to spend some time in Toronto and we had a fantastic time. And that to me kind of perked up my insight because I got to go visit a client that we have out in Toronto. And when we came back, I was like, bro, I can do what I do anywhere. I don't have to be in the US to do it. I don't have to be in New York. And not that I was thinking about Toronto, but I was open and primed at that point. And I actually applied to a job on LinkedIn. This is the first time that I've applied to a job on LinkedIn. 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, couldn't sleep, and literally was like reading the description. And I said, oh, that sounds like me. Every single bullet sounds like me. I'm going to apply. And it said that job had been posted in October and I applied in February. And so I was like, this job ain't here, but I'm just going to apply. And literally the next day, within 24 hours, the headhunter called and was like, hey, did you apply to this job? And I was like, wait, who are you? And so I just started having interviews, but they did not feel like interviews. We were having conversations about education. I was listening to what they were saying. They were asking me questions, but it really did not feel like a full-on interview. And I would say God brought that job to me, and I had an opportunity to stay open to it. And after I had 3 of those conversations that were very informal, I decided I should probably tell my husband that I might be getting a job. I might be getting an offer. And so he was like, oh, wait, what? We're not going to Portugal? I thought we were going to Portugal. So yeah, it kind of went like that. Yeah, and so we that's when we decided to go and visit Malaysia just to get a taste of the culture. Um, and then when I was offered the position, I decided to speak to my job about a leave of absence. I've been at my job for in total 24 years, but I've been back for 10, and I was gone for 4 being a school leader, and then I was there 14 years prior. So it was just a conversation with my boss. And I said, I want to have this opportunity. I love to travel. I've done consultant work in Saudi. I've done work in Zimbabwe. I've done work in South Africa. So she knows me. She knows I want to do that kind of work. And so she was like, let me see what I can do. Technically, we don't do a leave of absence. I said, okay. And I just left it at that. And she came back to me in a day and she was like, we could do it. I was like, okay, thank you. So
I
I have
love
a year
that.
off. I have a year off.
Dr. Davia, I love that for you. Prophet Mother says, sis, you manifested that.
Oh man,
Elise,
thank you.
Elise said, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then Tracy has said, yes, our Toronto trip was fun and necessary. Enjoy the ice wine.
Indeed.
Yes, this is great. And that's why I really wanted you on this channel, is because your story is important for the rest of us to know, for us to be like motivated, for us to just take a chance. Maybe sometimes we thought we were going to go to one place, end up somewhere different. So that's
Mm-hmm.
really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell us in terms about your luggage and packing? So you're going to be gone for a while. What is it with the packing? And also, just so that you all know, in the description box, Dr. Davia's video is about packing. You have a specific one, like Pack With Me, to see how she did. I love that video. It's like one of my favorite videos of hers. And I'm actually going to try to mimic that, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway,
Listen,
so
that Pack With Me, again, Nick is getting a lot of big ups today because he is the master packer. He travels pretty much every weekend for work, or almost every weekend. And so he challenged me to not pack out the bag and have it so heavy that I'm all like dragging. And if I want to buy something, have a place. So I put 7 days worth of stuff in a really small bag, and I used packing cubes. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it because I had like 3 pairs of shoes and I had dress clothes, and I was like, oh my God, and I had a dress and I had a graduation to go to, but nonetheless, it all got in there and it all fit. And so what I've been trying to do with this move is to also stay somewhat of a minimalist, but it is hard because I don't really know what I need. So I'm going with 4 large bags, but I have it broken into categories. So I have house goods, housewares, bedroom wear, sheets, towels, that kind of thing. So there's one bag that's like all houseware kind of stuff. There's another bag with shoes. Do not talk about me. I have shoes and boots and sneakers and bags in that bag. And then I have one bag with clothes, and I'm pretty proud of myself. But I did buy those, those plastic bags that you can roll out the air. Sometimes you can vacuum it out. I think my family was laughing at me because they were like, that's not going to work, but it is working well. I've been packing things that are similar in size, rolling them, folding them, and I've gotten almost all of my stuff in one bag. And then I have work stuff. I got books. I've got, all the goodies. I probably could find a lot of those things online, digital, but I need some of that. I need to hold it. I need to feel it. So that's what I got. And then I have a carry-on. that I'm going to carry with me in a crossbody. So I'll have 2 bags. Well, in total, it'll be 6 bags. My husband will have his bag. I will have my bag. And then the other 4 will go underneath. And we'll
Perfect.
see.
I love how you broke that down. I'm like taking notes in my mind because that packing is legit.
That packing is a beast,
That
man.
packing is a beast.
And here's the other thing. Thailand and Malaysia, they're not third world countries. There's nothing I can't really buy that's there. So if I
Right.
really forget something, like I have no idea what, I can go ahead and buy it. I think where it gets difficult is if there are things that you want that are just things that are your thing, right? So if you like Tom's toothpaste, well, damn it, you better buy some because you may
Yeah.
not find that, that kind of
That's a good
stuff.
point. That's a good point. So let's look at the comments.
Yes.
We have Sonia that said new opportunities are abounding if we are open to receiving them. So like
Yeah.
you are really inspiring some people. Okay, we are all like, okay, do I need to make a change? We have my mom. Hi mom, thanks for being here in the chat. And then we also have AJ Whispers has mentioned how beautiful it was that your husband was open to this pivot. And so this is really good. I'm actually going to follow off of this comment, but I'll continue
Mhm.
on with the rest of the comments first. Q
Mhm.
Style says that you are a master manifester. Okay, your send off is looking good.
It's
Your
looking
stuff
good,
is
girl.
looking good. Prophet Mother says that the stuff is wrinkled up. You got to wrinkle, you got to roll in order to make room.
You gotta do.
And then let's talk about it with Mara. Hello. Hello. It's good to see you. We're all so happy. You have a lot of people in the chat, Dr. Davia, that are showing up for your send off. So this is great. So let's go off of what AJ's Whisper said and talk about traveling with your husband. So could you tell us, because I had a conversation with you offline about traveling with a partner, you talked about compromising. Could you tell us specifically how you all were able to come at a compromise, like your way of traveling versus your husband's way of traveling, but the way that it worked together?
Yes, we can absolutely. First of all, we're great travelers together. That's what we do. We can travel, we can get down. We love to walk, we love to be out there, just being in the space. He travels a lot for work, so he does like comforts. I am not always the comfort girl. He wants a night. I need a nice, comfortable,
Mm.
I won't say 5-star, but he'll be at least a 4-star hotel. And I'm like, we can do an Airbnb. And he's like, well, let's see. It's got to be like, come on, Day, decent. Like, I'm too old for that. And I'm like, okay. So we compromised on a space. Um, and I knew that I could not totally book him up because I love to organize trips, have a walk, go to the museum, do all the things, right? Do all the things because I only got 7 days and I got to see it all. So I'll make a list and I will have backups to the list just in case folks don't want to do that. And then I'll say, okay, babe, what we're gonna do today. So I'll have a plan. He'll have like, well, we'll do 1 or 2 of those things on your list, but we're not gonna do all 5 of those things. And then we just kind of flow after that. So we compromised on the housing. We did stay at Airbnb. I was shocked at the price of Airbnbs in Malaysia were very reasonable. And when I say reasonable, we had a 2 bedroom. Was it 2 baths? 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, full space for $35 a night. We were not in the hood, but we were with the people. And so I was excited about being with the people, but the place was really nice, clean, lovely. Um, would he have preferred the West End that he could see out of the window? Maybe, maybe. But he was good with it because it literally was around the corner from where we were staying. So that worked out.
That's perfect. So would you say that you would recommend that women travel with their husbands?
I mean, if you have a good relationship, you should absolutely travel. If you don't, you better get with your girls and you better go. I think it really depends on the relationship. We love to go together. We love to travel together. We do better together than when we do it with our kids. They do not know how to travel. And I don't know why, because we take them everywhere. And still, I'm like, oh, no, let's not bring them. They're going to drive us crazy because they don't want to do anything on mommy's list. Mm-mm.
That's fair. That's okay. Okay. So it depends on the relationship. That
Depends
is
on the
fair.
relationship.
So let's talk about before we start talking about our actual experiences there. Not look at your daughter didn't responded. I'm just let you know. Cause I'm like, how you gonna do her like that when she
Ooh.
probably is in this chat?
Yes. Oh, yes, that's true. See, they like a vacay. Be on the beach, be laying around. I'm like, let's go. Let's get up. Let's get moving. Let's go to the museum. Yeah, she likes to stroll like vacay. That's okay.
I'm gonna let y'all discuss that in the
We're
house.
gonna do that offline. We're
Y'all
gonna do
go
that
do
offline.
that offline and discuss in the house because I imagine she will probably want to visit you, but I'm
Yes.
gonna let y'all figure this out. Okay, so tell us what you did in order to prepare for your move. So, like you were saying, I had to get the documents together, we had to get the luggage together, we had to
Oh my
talk about the
God.
job. Like, take us through some of that. You don't have to take us through all the stress, but just like
No,
some of the main
no.
things on your checklist that you had to do. You had mentioned too about like the cars and the credit cards, things like that.
Yeah. I definitely have a six essential steps to moving abroad video on my channel. I would suggest if anyone's really interested, I have done some research thinking about and listening to what other people are doing and then looking at my process. I have to say the biggest step is the visa. I'm going to work. So I'm going as a non-immigrant visa, which is a little bit different. You have to, if you are working, you get a letter from the company that you're working for. And not only do you get a letter, but you have to get your background clearance. Um, you have to provide 3 months of information about your banking. They want to know you're not going to come in the country and be a strain on them. So they want to know that. You don't have to show a lot, but you have to show you can basically live and take care of yourself. They want to see that. So there's some things that you have to do, but you have to identify the kind of visa. First off, if you're going on a digital nomad visa, if you're going on a tourist visa, some places you can go for up to, I don't know, 3 months on a tourist visa. And then you may have to leave the country to then apply for a resident visa, or you can apply while you're in country. So it all depends on where people are going. Um, the visa process was the start. After the visa process, there was the housing. Where am I going to live? Right. And so I'm fortunate enough that my job is putting me in a hotel for the first 2 weeks. And I have basically a month to find a place, but I wanted to find a place before I left. So my husband and I were doing reviewing housing before, just to get a sense of working with a property agent and having him look at different condos. There are condos, there are townhouses, there are all kinds of different housing options. If you want a high rise, and a lot of the newer high rises, and you'll see if you go on to YouTube, you'll see everybody talking about, I got my apartment for $500. Those apartments are this big. I'm a little bit too old to be in this little room that I'm in right now to sleep and to work. So I've decided to move out a little bit further from the train, the main train artery. So it's an older building, but I have a little bit more space. And so I'm looking at a 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, still in a beautiful building, still with the pool, still with amenities, but not so super luxury, high rise, 30th floor. I don't want any of that. I want it to be low enough to the ground. So looking at something that's a regular height, nine floors, something like that. So that's visa, that's housing. Then you have to be thinking about, man, there's so many things to think about. Your own medical health, wellness. Part of it is thinking about if you need to see all of your doctors, try to go see your dentist, your doctors, try to get copies of your health records so that you can bring those things with you. If you happen to need to go to the doctor, you don't want them to have to start doing a full workup. You want to be able to go, here, this is my history. Here's where I'm at. And so let's work from here. So getting those things take time, because I don't know about your doctor, but my doctor, I had to basically call the nurse and the secretary and tell him, I'm leaving the country. You got to come into the office because he's been on vacay and was like not coming in. So you need to do that. You need to put time and effort into that. Um, I also wanted to be thinking about what kind of credit card should I use that doesn't have fees for when I want to take out funds out of the ATM. So there are special cards for that. And you really need to think about that because the money is going to be in Thai, like in the Thai, even though I might be getting a US salary, and I have to think about taking money out of the bank and things like that. And so you don't want to have to be spending more money to access your own money. So Schwab has an account, Fidelity has an account where you can get your fees given back to you. I think a particular American Express card, I guess you have to be at the super duper platinum for that. So you have to do your research, but that's really important. And then lastly was my own mental health and wellness. Like, how is this move going to impact me emotionally? And I Prophet Mother's in the chat, and I'm joining a soft landing circle, and that's for women and expats who are leaving their families behind and starting this new life without their families. And so the grief that I will be dealing with while I'm away, I want to deal with it. I don't want to be not at my best while I'm on this journey trying to be good for this new job and be good for myself and my family. So I think people don't always think about their own emotional well-being when they are making these moves. And it is something that you have to think about. So those were some of the things that have been pressing for
Dr. Davia,
sure.
that was beautiful. Like, I am taking mental notes and going to revisit this video in the
Oh my
future because you
gosh.
really gave us some really good things to think about. Prophet Mother, also shout out to you. Dr. Davia sent me your information about the
Yes.
soft landing. And so, Prophet Mother, if you are listening and you want folks to have more information about what you're doing, please just post that right there in the chat, or
Yeah.
let me know if you want to add that to this description box. So, you talked a lot about family. We know the difficulty of leaving family. It can be very conflictual. Like, one thing that I noticed that I think is very hard is my family's very close,
Mm-hmm.
and what I desire kind of goes against the
Mm.
family values. So the
Mm-hmm.
family value in my family is like, we're together, we spend holidays together. It is important to know how people are doing. We're supporting each other when there are events. This is my favorite part of the family. When there are events, graduation, the family go come out. Shout out to my family
Shout
for
out
being
to
at the
the fam.
graduations. You feel me?
Yes.
But the part that is conflictual is that my value is travel. So
Mm-hmm.
that pulls me away from family. It doesn't
Mm.
allow me to see as people start growing up. Or shout out to my cousin who is watching this that just had a baby. You know, like, I just saw the baby, but I know I probably won't watch the baby grow up, things of that nature.
Right.
So
Right.
my question to you is, can you talk to us about the difficulty of leaving family, even though you are doing what is your purpose, what makes sense for you, something that you love and enjoy, but that may be a conflict for the family?
Yeah. 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 You know what? We had a lot of conversation, and I'm really fortunate that I, one, have an amazing husband. We've been married over 33 years. We've been together for a long time. That's my ride or die. And so we talked, then us and the kids talked, and they were very supportive and continue to be supportive. The closer it gets, the more reality is. And so it's hard right now. But there's still this, like, we can do it. You should do it. And this opens up an opportunity for your family to travel too, right? My win is everyone's win. Anybody in here is coming to Thailand, you want to big me up. Dr. Davia, we coming to Thailand. Okay, let's go eat. Let's go hang out. So that's the hope, is that we can be a conduit for our family to see opportunities for themselves also, right? Not see it as what I'm missing, but what we can all gain. That's my hope, is that we see it that way. Is it going to be hard? Absolutely. Are we going to be on FaceTime at all hours of the day and night? Absolutely. You know, thank God for the new communication. We're going to be on WhatsApp. We're going to be on FaceTime. We are going to be doing all that we can. And we're being very strategic around when we get to see each other. So I will see them in October. I have a conference in London. They will come to London. I will be home in December. So I will come home for a holiday, and then I'm coming home in March. So I'm going to see them. It's not going to be like I'm gone for a whole year and I'm not going to see folks. So I think that you have to be in conversation. You have to be honest about this is not easy for anyone. Acknowledge that and figure out what's the plan. What day, what time are we talking? We talking every day at 8? Okay. We talking every day at 10? Okay. We can talk anytime you want to talk. You know what I mean? Like we have to be intentional.
That is really good. That's really good. And I love the fact that you already know when you're coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes you just go and you're like, I'll figure it out when I get there, but you already got that plan. That is beautiful.
Planned.
Okay, so we have Release Your Life. Hello, everyone. Just came across this chat. Love it. Happy to see all of you. We're so happy that you are here.
Happy you're here.
Welcome. Dr. Davia, you're going live right now on my LinkedIn too. So it
Oh
could be
no.
anyone. We love to see that we got people dropping by. We have Prophet Mother. I love that. You're not leaving anyone behind. You're paving a way for them. I actually am so glad you said this, Prophet Mother, because that's what I was thinking too, is instead of the family looking at this as like a loss, look at it
Right.
as a gain. Like once somebody goes abroad, you got a place you can visit.
That's it.
You got somewhere you could stay. She already talked about what the housing is about to do. So that is like fantastic.
Absolutely.
Okay, Davia, you probably not gonna like this. I'm gonna touch it. You can let it go, but it's just there.
Okay.
Laughing Larry
We're
has said,
gonna just let it go.
okay, we gonna let it go.
I'm just gonna say this.
Please go. Please go.
That has not been my experience. Maybe that is Laughing Larry's experience. That has not been. The folks that I came into communication with, came into contact with, were very warm and welcoming. I got no black stares, and everybody in here who's black understands what that looks like. When you're in a place and they give you the, oh, is that a black person going by? Oh, where's that? I got none of that. I got nothing but warmth, welcome, smiles, and just kind of like doing their own thing, living their own life. So that has not been my experience. I cannot discount if that was yours, but I've had more ish in this country than in Thailand. So that's what I can say about that. Personally.
And Dr. Davia, to piggyback off of you, I would say the same thing. To me, the Thai people were very nice. I had a very good experience there. I actually had really negative experience in China specifically. So after that, I was kind of like, I'm good on traveling to Asia for a little bit. But then I went to Thailand and actually had a really good time. Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. So I was glad that like Thailand really kind of improved how I felt. Obviously, we shouldn't think that all of Asia is the same. But like you said, just those stares, specifically in Asia, it just makes me uncomfortable. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah. But I did not feel that in Thailand.
No, I did not.
From Prophet Mother, we just read this. Okay. Wanted to read it again, Prophet Mother, but thank you again for talking about how we paved the way for our family. So let's talk about the negative reactions we have received, Dr. Davia. Unfortunately, we got some haters out there. Sometimes there's a hater to the left of us.
Right.
And some people are just like, why are you going? What is the point? Why do you keep leaving? You have kids to take care of. So we're done with family. We talk to our family. We're good. Now we're talking about dissenters. It could be people at the workplace. It could be your friends. It could be your bestie, which would be really wild if you had a bestie that did it. But maybe you do. What were some of the things that people said that they were like not about that for you? They were not very supportive. How did you respond? And how do we respond moving forward if there's someone that we care about? Okay, like if we don't care about that person, you like moving on. But it's somebody we cared about that said something hurtful about our dreams.
Yeah, that's I would say that I'm working through uh I am trying to understand what is it about this move that makes them uncomfortable. What is it about this that is mm, getting them to think about their own either lack of movement or a lack of aspiration or a lack of intention for themselves, and that it's being reflected at me. So I'm trying to really not see it as a me thing, but it's a them thing being pushed on me in some way. I have not had a lot of those reactions. I have been really blessed. My friends, my sister friends have been all about it. You know, they're all like, okay, you doing this? We're doing this, you know, and I'm always like, oh, we're doing this because it's a we thing, right? Um, but I have had one or two folks who've been like, so you gonna leave your kids? I was like, my 26-year-old and my 21-year-old, am I gonna leave them? No, I'm not leaving them. Oh, but you're not gonna be home, right? I said, they went to college. Nobody was worried about me at home, right? And they were like, oh, okay. So there's been a little bit, but I've been really just trying to put up a mirror and saying, what are you saying to me and what you're doing, right? What are you saying to me about my why, right? And what are you saying to yourself? I've been, I won't say that I haven't been interacting with them, but I've definitely pushed them a little bit outside of my circle because that's not the energy that any of us needs. And if you just look at what's going on in this country, I don't know why you would be asking me any questions about leaving this country. I really don't.
Mic drop.
I don't know what you're seeing that I'm not seeing. I wish we all could get up and go. We doing this. Exactly. We up out of here.
Yeah.
That's what I wish for us.
You're right. I wish that too. So Dr. Davia, appreciate you responding to this question because I just think that in terms of leaving, there will always be some dissenter. There's always going to be somebody who's going to say something. Cool. How do we handle this? There are a bunch of ways. Okay, this is number one. We out. Just that simple. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. So there's a lot here. So number one, what you said about projection, I think is really key. People are projecting their own fears onto you. Like, is this safe? Why are you going to that place? Yeah. One thing that we have as people is a regional bias. Regional bias is that you assume that the place that you're from, you assume that the place that you live is safe, even if it's not, right? There have been crimes that have been committed, obviously, in the US, but still believing in American exceptionalism and that the US must be better than any other place in the world, right? Regional bias. And so a lot of times for me, it's like checking the person that is giving this information. If it's somebody that never lived abroad, if it's somebody that always stay in the same city, same community all the time, which there's not an issue about that, but it's like, I'm not saying anything about the fact that you've been living here your whole life and have explored nothing.
Right.
So you shouldn't be coming at me for wanting to live my life. Right. A second thing is that because some of the dissenters will be in our family. And so that's just wild. Like we could get rid of people that are like friends or whatever, but what is your family? You're like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. Right. When it comes to the family, deciding who is a safe person to tell this information to. So the person that has always like got problems with stuff, unhappy with their own life, projecting over people, that's not the first person you call when you tell you got an offer in Thailand. Okay. You want to go to the person that's always hyping you up, that believes in you, that wants this for you. So that first phone call for me is always my sister. Shout out to my sissy. It's always my girl. I'm like, sis, come through with the gym because I know she will every time.
Right.
And then sometimes, Davia, what we have to do is tell the people, and this is specifically, like I said, family, because we can't choose family. Tell the people that are the dissenters last. So like you're moving now. So sometimes you might want to tell those people in July, you're like, by the way, in a month from now, I'm out. But maybe they're not the person you told like 2 years ago, right? Because then they could be contributing to trying to tell you information about how you shouldn't go. So all of those are tactics that can be used. Just letting you all know that it is something that happens. It's happened to me
Absolutely.
every single time. I've lived abroad 5 times. It happens
Mm.
every single time I go abroad. It's like, Davia, there's not a country that is good enough. They're gonna
Oh
come
yeah.
up with something,
Oh yeah.
no matter what.
Listen, I'll give you the joke. And then this is the things that surprised me. I started to share like a small video of what the housing might look like. And the other person said, "Oh, they have apartments like that?" And I said, "Like what?" I said, "Oh, you mean they have the shower head, that the rain shower, or what do you mean that they have a finished? Like what do you mean?" And she was like, "Oh, I just didn't think it was gonna look like that." I said, "Oh, you thought it was gonna be a hut? Like what did you think? What did you think?"
You're right,
And
because
that was that.
right, like obviously, like the media and what we've been fed and taught, like,
Right.
that's a common thing for African countries. And I'm so sorry to the
Oh,
whole of Africa for
oh yeah.
that. But
Oh
people are
yeah.
always like, it looks like that. Wait, where is like that? Is the, like the things that we
Mhm.
consume in media is not what the whole world looks like. That is
It's
someone's
not.
interpretation of one part of the world, but there
Yes.
is so much diversity out there. So
Yes.
you mentioned your videos. Can you tell us a little bit more about your video on building community? Because I know you have
Oh,
one on that. So
yes. I had a wonderful conversation with Kim with the gyms, and we talked about how do you find your tribe and how do you build a community abroad. And I asked her because she is living half year in Mexico, sometimes in uh, South Carolina, Gullah Geechee area, and then also in the Bronx. She's a Bronx girl like me, so I was really interested in how are you building these relationships in all of these places. And so, one of the things she said is you have to realize that these are seasonal relationships. That these are not your, they're probably not going to be your home girl for the full time. And I was like, really? Um, and so that was interesting to me because I feel like I try to cultivate a relationship and keep a relationship going. And she had shared that every time she goes to Mexico, it's a different group of people, but there's a community there. And there's certain people that keep that community alive and thriving. And when she goes, she knows that she's going to meet new people, even though some of the structures are still the same. They're going to go to brunch together. They're going to go do yoga together, but there may be different people. And so I really appreciated her saying that because I had in my head, like you cultivate a regular relationship. And she was like, it might be different and it's okay that it flows like that. You may come in and out of those relationships and it's fine. And you are saying to me, you're working, right? So the way you're doing things are very different. Some of those people are retired, some of them are digital nomads. They can hang. They're doing things that you may not have an opportunity to do because you got to go to work. And I was like, you're right. So I have found two communities, Adventures While Black in Thailand, and I found Black in Thailand. And both of those groups have different activities, and they do activities for the community weekly, and they put out a monthly calendar. And so before I even left, when I had my first visit to Thailand, I actually attended an Afrobeats party that they were throwing. And I just wanted to make sure I could go meet the person who runs it, let her know I'm gonna be back in August and I'm gonna stay connected to them. So you have to be intentional. You have to look. There's an expat app. I've been on that expat app, just kind of being in groups around Blacks in Thailand. Thailand again is a big country, so I will be in Bangkok. Bangkok is the city, so to speak. It's like New York City. It has that same kind of feel and flow. Um, and so I've been just trying to find groups that feel like what I want to be connected to. Yeah.
You are the perfect person to have on this channel because we talk about going abroad all the time. We be having theories. Girl, I have not gone abroad since September of last year. So it's like, yeah, that's cute. You keep showing us videos, but like you ain't gone nowhere.
That's
But
okay.
you
You
like,
going. You getting
right.
ready. You get
You
ready
in
to
real
pivot too.
time. I love this, Davia. Like you getting us together. And even Vonnie agrees, loves all the prep you did to make sure all of your relationships are still going to go strong.
Yes. Oh, Vonnie, you have
Cute.
no idea. I
Oh,
have been partying for at least a good month now. We have been visiting, partying, brunching, hanging out. And I'm doing my last little hoorah on Sunday where I'm going to a little outdoor Sunday sermon club party. And I'm just inviting whoever can show up. So,
I love that. Let's try
yeah.
to do that, y'all, for people that are moving abroad, having a little
Yes.
party for yourself before you go. And
Yeah.
also, Vonnie says the haters are always the ones who would tear down someone's
Mm,
dream, then work
mm,
on their own. Oh man, let
that
us know
part.
who you talking about, Vonnie. No, I'm kidding. Right, so we can stay away. Give us
Listen,
a list.
listen, they
But
already know. They already know who she's talking about. They know. They know that's her. Oh, yeah, that's me. Mm-mm.
okay, so one of the main things that people on the channel are very interested in is what that food do. Okay. In
Oof.
the US, I can say that the Thai food be doing stuff. Okay. Thai
Mm,
food, Dr. Davy, is like one of my favorite types of food as a vegetarian. They
yeah.
always got veggies, but they
Yeah.
always got flavor. So tell us what that Thai food do.
Listen, anything you could think of was in Thailand. Okay, let's be clear. It wasn't just Thai. It was Italian. It was Mexican. It was Indian. It was what else did we see? Oh, there was Chinese. Of course, there was Chinese food. Um, and every night they were like, "Well, what are we gonna eat tonight?" And I was like, "Well, aren't we gonna eat Thai?" They were like, "We ain't gonna eat Thai every day." And I was like, "Well, I'm in Thailand. I want to eat some Thai." So, did I have the pineapple fried sticky rice? Yes, I did. Did I have the First of all, the mango. Can we just talk about? Could we just all take a moment to say that that mango had to be the best mango? Now I know the Mexican mangoes are good. Let me tell you, that mango and sticky rice, which is like a dessert, it's kind of sinful.
I'm
And it was
I
like a
can be
dollar. Let's just talk about that. Like the whole meal was like a dollar 50.
I'm gonna be your witness and back you up 100 million times. Mango's delicious. That's number one. Number two, the mangoes in Thailand are so good and juicy. And then
I
shout
was
out to Vonnie because I also love the mangoes in Ghana. Those
yeah,
are the two places that
yeah,
mangoes are fire.
fire,
Okay. And then,
fire
like you said, that pineapple, the pineapple rice, you get the actual pineapple with the rice
with the
inside.
rice in
Yes.
it. Come on,
Yes. And then
come on,
that sticky rice, heaven.
heaven. And if you are a fish lover,
Fish lover.
okay.
Fish
You want
lover.
the whole fish. You want it grilled. You want it skewered. How do you want? You want it in a fish ball. You want it in a fish soup. How do you want it? You can just eat. And I have to say, when I was in Malaysia, and my husband and I, we went to brunch, lunch brunch, and we had, and no joke, we had a lamb burger, which we normally don't have, a double lamb burger,
Double
fries.
lamb.
He had some kind of matcha drink, and I had a glass of wine, of course. Um, $20, maybe less than $20. How about did you hear me say a double lamb burger, which would have already
Double
been
lamb burger.
like $25? We just kept looking at each other like, how much was that?
How
Maybe
much was that?
$18. It
How
was
much
crazy. The First of all, the quality of the food is so good. Like the
quality is good?
quality is not pasteurized, pumped up. It's not that. It's fresh, fresh, fresh. The
Fresh, fresh,
street
fresh.
food, amazing. Amazing. Like normally folks will be like, I ain't no street food. You better eat that street food. You better go ahead and try that street food and cut it out. And if you don't want it, you can go into the mall and go to the food court area because many people they eat. I was actually shocked at my soon to be boss. I asked him how many days a week does he eat out, and he was like 6. And I said, I'm sorry, I like to cook. He was like, you ain't gonna cook. I said, of course I'm gonna cook. I'm bringing my Stanley Tucci pots with me. I'm going to cook. And he was like, You got we eat out 6 days a week, and we get massages once a week. You are not going to be cooking. And I was like, what? He was like, mm-mm, we go to brunch. He said it's easier, it's cheaper, it's fresh, and it's done.
Dr. Davia, take a break.
Mm,
Okay, get
mm,
that food.
mm.
Okay, you've been cooking enough. Like, come on, $1. We have Release Your Life says mango lassi straight from mango fruit. Yum,
Yes,
yum.
yes,
Yes. We can't
yes,
never forget
yes.
that mango lassi. Also, shout out
Okay,
to India for the mango lassis as
okay,
well.
okay.
Carla said, y'all making me hungry. I am also getting hungry from this conversation. And Prophet Mother is like, ditto. I am also getting very hungry. Thank you, Dr. Davia, for selling us on this food. So you talked about eating out culture. Could you talk to us about the street food? I know you had mentioned to me offline that if you're vegetarian or vegan, it could be difficult with the street food. Could you tell us a little
Yeah.
bit more about that?
Well, I think if I learn enough words to figure out what's what, I will be fine. But I will say a lot of the base of things might be a pork base, might be a beef base. And so if you want pure veggies, it's not that you can't find it. We just need a little bit more words to be able to say, no, there's a lot of vegetarian stuff, there's a lot of vegan stuff, there's a lot of fish based, but when they're cooking those big soups, a lot of the base of those soups are meat products. And so you gotta ask the questions and you got to say chicken or veggie, and so I'm going to just make sure that I have the words, one for like not too spicy cuz they kick up the spice. They kick up the spice, and not to have, I want something to be a vegetable base. I want it to be vegetable base. I don't want a pork base. And sometimes they put like shrimp and pork or some kind of fish and pork all the time. So I don't think I know that it is there because I have been watching some YouTubers who do food blogs, and they talk about vegan life and vegetable life. And so it's there. I eat chicken and I eat fish, but I am concerned that there's a lot of like pork base. And so I will just have to ask. And they do speak English. Maybe not everyone, but we can work it out with Google Translate if we need to. Yeah.
Very, very helpful. Could you tell us about transportation and how do you get around?
Yeah, I love to get on the train. Thailand has two train stations, the MRT and what's the other one? The BTS? I'm not sure if I said that right, but there are two train stations. One's above ground, one's below ground. They also have tuk-tuks, which is like a little car, open air car. They have taxis. They have Uber, which they use Grab. They have bikes, and they have boats. So depending on where you're going, you can get around. I will definitely, when I have to go someplace far out, I will have a driver who will drive me to the schools. And I'm hoping that I can keep the same set of drivers so that I can get to know them. But when I'm going local, I'm going to get on the train. I love to take the train. I love to take the bus. Oh, they have bus. They have air conditioned bus, and they have other transportation. The transportation is very reliable and it's very reasonable. And so when I was there, I went to the mall on my own. I just followed the little Google Maps and took the train and went my little 3 stops to the mall and had a whole little mall scene go on. And then I made my way back. So it's very easy. They have multiple lines by colors. They have a green line, the Sukhumvit line, which is the main heart artery of Bangkok. And then they have all these other lines off of it, dark green, blue, all these other colors. And you just follow the colors. So
That
it's great.
sounds good. That sounds
Mhm.
good.
Very
Also,
simple.
advice from Tracy is I carry a little credit card size cards with pictures of what I cannot eat, and that helps a lot.
Ooh,
That
I
is really
love
good.
that. That's
I
a good
also
idea.
know, yeah, you're right. I also know that some people will get translation before they go to the country and write
Yes.
the things down.
Yes, absolutely. Same thing with Google Maps. You can download Google Maps before you get in country so that if you don't have Wi-Fi access or if you don't have an eSIM card immediately, the maps still work offline. And so those are things that you can do. just to prepare you once you're in country. Those that first hour, I'm setting up my my cab like tomorrow. I've been in communication with a person for a while now. He's like, wait till you get closer. That was a month ago. I was like, okay, well now I'm getting close. So now let's set it up. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear you completely. What was in Malaysia? What were the people like, and what was the transportation like, and what was the food like?
Mm, Malaysia, both Malaysia and Thailand um, is mall culture. I think I'm living in New Jersey. I think this mall culture here, no, 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 no. We ain't got nothing going on. We ain't got nothing going on like those folks got. They have full on malls are like attractions. I mean, they always have a food court. Sometimes they have two food courts, some for the locals. The locals know where to eat, so we would follow them. They either go down to the bottom or they go up to the top. That's usually like where the food courts were. Um, there, Malaysia, we took the train and we took a grab, and the grabs were like $3, and we might go, I don't know, 10 miles or you know, maybe even 15 miles. And what was so interesting is the folks that I went to see in Malaysia, they had never been on the train. And I was like, wait, you haven't taken the train? You've been living here how many years? They said, we don't take the train. We either drive or we get a ride or we have a driver or we take a grab. So when I go to a city, if you want to know how the city is, you got to get on the bus and the train. You got to get on mass transit because that's how people who live there experience things. Very simple.
That is great advice. Yeah. Sometimes when we go to a country, the first thing we'll do is take a tour, like the
Yeah.
second day, and then
Yeah.
get you familiar with stuff. But like
Yeah.
you say, even going on a bus or
Yeah.
transportation will
Yeah.
help you to be familiar with it. If you had to compare Thailand and Malaysia to like a city in the US or a state in the US, what was the vibe kind of like? Like I know you kind of mentioned, maybe you mentioned New York.
Yeah. I would say Thailand. Okay, remember Thailand big.
Thailand big.
Bangkok City. Bangkok was like New York City.
New
There's
York City. Okay.
also Phuket, which is the beach town that I hear is like um Miami. I haven't been to Phuket, so I don't know. And I hear that Pattaya, depending on who you ask, is like Vegas. And I was like, oh, okay. We'll see. I Bangkok was very much a vibe like New York City. There was a hum, there was a rush, there were people everywhere, people moving. It starts late. Folks was out going to dinner 8, 9 o'clock. I went for a massage at 11 o'clock at night. Just a foot massage, leg massage. And I was like, 11 o'clock. And they were like, yeah, some of these places are open all night. I said, all night for a massage? Like a legal thing? They were like, yes. Malaysia, what had a little, I wouldn't say, again, I was in Kuala Lumpur. So Malaysia is big, right? There's Penang, there's all these other places. So in KL, it also felt city, but it felt more like maybe more sleepy. Maybe Maryland, DC. I know the people in Maryland, DC will be like, the nerve. But not the same energy as New York. It had energy, but there was like this little suburban feel to it also. I don't know.
Okay, perfect. It's all up to your interpretation of it. We just kind of wanted to get a vibe so that if people want to go there, they know.
Oh yeah. Well, what did you go to KL in
Yeah,
Malaysia?
the places that you named, I went to as well. I went to Bangkok. I went to KL too. So, yeah.
Same. Would you say they were the same? Similar? How would you describe
Yeah.
them?
I would probably describe things similar to the way that you described it. I wasn't there that long though. So
Mhm,
I didn't get to see like as much because I
mhm,
wasn't there as long, and we
mhm.
spent a lot of time seeing the sites. We did like you where you had your list. So I wasn't like country scouting there. So I
Right, right.
don't like remember all of the things necessarily about like how the feel was
Mhm,
too much,
mhm.
but I agree what you said. So we have Vonnie in the chat that said, yes, Davia, we
We
outside.
we outside. We
And
outside,
also,
Vaughn.
Hey, because we visited the
Hey,
mangoes in Ghana.
the
I got you
mangoes in
always, Vanya. I
Ghana.
got you always, Vani. Okay, let's talk about solo travel. So I actually solo traveled in 5 countries before. And one of the biggest things is like as a black woman, or maybe just a woman, it's like solo travel. Why would you ever do that? Right? You have to be with someone. And so tell me what your experience was like solo traveling, what you learned, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I think you have to know yourself and you have to trust that you can be a solo traveler, right? You have to be able to say, I'm going out to do whatever I want to go do. Like, I'm not going to be stuck in this hotel. I'm not going to be tethered to the restaurant that's here. I want to be outside. Thank you, Bonnie. And so I'm going to get my little maps. Like, you have to be prepared. You have to be aware. I'm not saying to put your headphones on and not be paying attention, but have an awareness, have a plan. Don't be walking aimlessly and don't be out late. You know, I was with the group. We came back from dinner. It was 11 o'clock. And I said to the group, I said, I think I should should I get this massage? And they were like, yeah, you can. It was not even 2 blocks from the hotel. I could see the hotel. So anything you want to do, if you map it out, plan it out, and also kind of keep a like I had a address to the hotel in my pocket. I had extra money. I keep not money just in my bag, but I have money on my person. I have my passport on my person. Like, you have to be smart. If somebody's gonna grab your bag, again, none of those things happen. But you know how you play these games, like, oh my God, what if this happens? What if this happens? So you have precautions, right? You take precautions in that way. But I went out to the mall. I ate in the food court. I walked around. I did some videotape. You know, it was nice to be out. And I was mindful that I wanted to be in, before midnight. That felt late, honestly, but that's what I did.
I love talking to you. Just so knowledgeable, just so helpful. Like I feel so prepared to leave, just talking to you. So I would agree with a lot of things you said. I think number 1, if you're afraid of solo travel, you should throw that to the wind because it is
Yes.
so exciting to wake up when you want to wake up, go to where you want to go, stay for how long you want to
You
stay in the place, not
right,
have to compromise. Okay, you don't like beaches, but I do.
right,
You
right.
want to go to that event and I don't. Like you can literally do what you want. And I have found some very kind and wonderful
Yes.
people when I have gone. So
Oh
a
yeah.
major thing for me is the accommodations. I try to stay at a hotel if I'm
Hmm.
going to solo travel because
Yeah.
then that can give you
Yeah.
access to a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
Like if they have events, sometimes you can have the hotel, they will like plan an event for you. When I was in Ghana, since Vani's here, while I was in Ghana, what I was able to do was we talked to the
Ooh.
people at the hotel and they connected us with a driver that took us for a full day tour, like that
Mhm.
we had agreed upon. Also,
Mhm.
like getting a taxi, that's a
Yep.
major thing for me, like having a trusted taxi
Yep.
driver,
Yep.
and you could get those from the hotel. So I
Yep.
recommend staying at a hotel if you're solo traveling. If you're
Yep.
not, then it's fine to be in an Airbnb. But for me, the amenities that come with a hotel are nice. If I want to eat, I can just eat in the hotel. I don't always
Yep.
have to leave by myself. So like that's a recommendation from me.
I agree. I agree. Absolutely agree. And I will say, even though I was alone when I would like go out on my little adventures, I wasn't alone because even um in the cafeteria area, the hotel area, I'm sitting by myself, looking, and somebody sitting by themselves. They're like, "Oh, where you from?" Like literally just sparked up conversation. Now I'm open to that, so I turned and we chatted, and so he was like, "Oh, where you going?" So it was just a chat, and you move on. So you don't have to feel like, "Oh, I'm gonna be alone." And if you want to be alone, you can be, right? You don't have to be bothered with that.
You're right. You're right. I agree with you. So, just so that you all know, the people that are watching, we are coming to the end of our time with Dr. Davia. So, if you have any questions, put them in the chat now, and I can ask Dr. Davia your specific questions, or I'll continue with my questions and we'll do our wrap up. Dr. Davia, could you tell us in Thailand and Malaysia where you visited, what you saw, and like what you would recommend for other people? It doesn't have to be a lot of things, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I remember seeing your pictures and I was like, where
Yeah.
is she?
Yeah. And so in Malaysia, again, Malaysia was beautiful. We went to the KL Towers, gorgeous, gorgeous. We went to the night market. Oh man, I want to say something with a J, Jala. I'm sure I'm butchering it. Gotta go to the night market. Got to. Um, we also went to the Bantu caves. Definitely worth going. And we took the train there on our own. It was a little bit of a train ride outside of the city, but it was worth going. That was again in KL. In Thailand, didn't go that many places because I was at a conference and I was doing some onboarding, but I did go to the Siam um mall, and I went. This was one bit of miscommunication. I wanted to get these little bears for my daughter, and they're called Butter Bear. And there's all the craze. You buy these little bears, and they hang on your bag. And I asked one of the ladies, and she said, "Oh, there's a special exhibit. Go to this mall." I went to Siam Paragon. That was the mall. And so I went to that mall, and there was this whole Butter Bear exhibit. I thought to buy the bear. This is such a funny. This is funny because y'all have to see the short. But I thought you had to like go through this little tour to go to get the bears. That was a whole Instagram reel setup, which I had no idea. So I paid an X amount of dollars to go into this little Butter Bear house, and everybody inside of there was taking pictures, and they had people taking pictures of them. And I was like, what is going on? And there was this one lady who was like, I'll take the picture for you. And she followed me around the entire house, taking pictures. And I had to make a short about that because it was hysterical. So you get to the end of that, and then you get to, it was like Disney, buy your bears. But I was like, is there not another way, to do this? So that was the main place that I went. And then I went to the M Sphere. There are like 3 M's: M Sphere, Emporium, and this other very fancy marketplace because I just wanted to see it in the Phang area. And so I would say each community, at least in Bangkok, seems to have a mall connected to it. You don't have to just do the malls, but I didn't get to go to any of the temples. I haven't gotten to any of those things yet. Sanctuaries, I haven't done any of that. That will be next.
No worries. No worries. I actually went to a temple in Malaysia. Very, very beautiful.
Yes.
And we did have a comment in the chat talking about respecting Muslim culture in Malaysia. And I'm going to take this for a minute. First of all, when I went there, my friends and I had some shorts on. It wasn't even like scandalous. It's like to the knee. But people in Malaysia, some people are Muslim. And so they had clothing that was all the way down to the ankle.
Yep.
When we went inside the temple, we actually had to cover ourselves fully. Yep. So if you are trying to go to Malaysia, I would recommend that you make sure that you have clothing that is going to fully cover the body to respect the temple. Absolutely. Dr. Davia, what would you say to that?
Yeah, absolutely. We I always carried a scarf or a sarong. I was never out with how I am right now with my arms out. I was never out like that. And I think you have to be respectful and mindful that you are still a visitor in someone else's place. Even though I'm moving there, I still know that there are multiple cultures and they all need to be respected in the same way that we want to be respected. So being mindful, doing the research before, seeing what's needed and bringing that, and making sure you understand if people are taking their shoes off and you see everybody taking their shoes off, don't just walk into the place, take your shoes off. Right?
Yes.
Whether you're not used to that or not, you see what's going on, follow suit.
This is cultural immersion. Yes, Dr. Davia. We got you your first question from Prophet Mother. Okay. Have you found a place to get your hair done? This matters. This matters. I would tell you, Prophet Mother, this is one of the things when we're abroad. It's like, what about the hair? And depending on where you are is what can be done. So for some of us, we actually, when I lived in Spain, we got our hair done before we went
Or
to Spain. We
yep,
got braids and then we
yep,
wore them boys for the rest of the time. Or like
yep,
people will get a fresh cut and
yep,
then go abroad. When I lived in Colombia, I was actually able to find a person to do my hair in
yep,
Colombia. So depending on where you are, like in some
absolutely,
African countries, obviously finding people that could do braids or things of that
absolutely.
nature. But specifically in Thailand, did you find a place to do your hair?
I go to a master barber. I have alopecia. I don't let a lot of people do my hair. So,
You have.
um, I do, I do, I do.
Didn't know
So this
that.
is what it is. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's a little shorter, sometimes it's none. Right? It is what it is. I did find a barber, but I asked my barber if he could give me some names of folks. He gave me some names of folks who are in England. And now I have to follow up with the brother in England to see if there's someone in Thailand. I do know because I watched a few other content creators that there are folks who have been highlighting where they've gotten their hair done. Sisters are getting their braids. They found people to do braids. They found people um, to do locks. And there's a brother who actually just moved there from Atlanta, and he is doing cuts. And he has a whole Instagram page. I don't know if he will come to you, so I am checking in. But yeah, it's tough. I think more folks are wearing their weaves and wearing their wigs and doing what they got to do. I'll be wearing a head wrap when it gets all situational. And when I get to London, I'm definitely gonna get my hair done in October. So between now and then, we'll see.
And
we'll
Dr. Davia, we never talked about this, but when you say getting your hair done, what do you actually do to your hair?
I get it. Trimmed, cut, blown. Sometimes he'll curl it, he'll wash it. He'll do what he'll do what he do. He'll do what he do. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a question earlier, something that we had talked about. How would you recommend we approach conversations about a leave of absence or sabbatical with our bosses? I know it worked out for you, but if we just needed advice in the future for how to approach that conversation, what would you say?
You should first start with your your forms or your like resources around what your job offers you. Before you talk to anyone, go to the human resource manual and start doing your research. Do they have that in the manual? If they don't, go ahead and explore. Is there a way that I can take 6 weeks off? Is there a way that I can take? Sometimes you can take a mental health break because you have had enough. It is enough, and you can get a doctor's note, and your doctor can say, she needs some time off from work. Go ahead and write me a note. How much time do you need? I need 12 weeks. I need 6 weeks. I need 4 weeks. So first start with your human resources information, then go to your doctor if you need to, and then you start to broach that conversation. Because if there's nothing in place, it doesn't mean you still can't get it. Now, there are times when they'll say to you, we cannot guarantee your job will be here. You have to decide, is it something that you need to do for yourself mentally? Then you say, I'll take the job, whatever job they have when I come back, or this is going to be a doorway for me to go do something different. Right. And I was clear, I said I would love to take a leave of absence. This is what I'm doing. And she said, let me see. I can't. And she said, I can't guarantee you're going to come back as the executive director. I said, that's on you. And then she came back and she's like, okay, we're not hiring. We're going to hold your job and blah, blah, blah. So I'm valuable, I guess. And so she decided. I appreciate it. But I also was willing to go with whatever. I was willing to walk away and say, okay, I'm moving in this direction. And that's that.
Okay, that's good. I love that for you. I hope it works out for other people.
Yes.
We have had some things in the chat from a person that Harry has said that they are not from Malaysia, but their best friend lives in, how do you pronounce this, Dr. Dave?
Penang. Penang.
Thank you. Spent 2 years solid time in Malaysia. First trip in 1994.
Nice.
Wants you to enjoy your travels and to consider Myanmar. Would you
Oh
consider
yeah.
Myanmar?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I think the beauty of being in Southeast Asia, and this is for anyone listening, is how close we are to all of these
Yes.
other places, right? So getting to Japan, getting to Hong Kong, getting to Bali, getting to um oh gosh, there's so many places. Cambodia, getting to, getting to Borneo, getting to Australia for the Australian Open. All those things are possibilities because you're there now. And they're not getting to India, getting to Dubai, like they're all there. And I do think that you have opportunities to go to places that you might not get to because if you're from the US, it's a far trip. And so, like you started at the beginning, if you're going to get this far, go ahead and visit a few places. Go to Vietnam. I'm going to be fortunate enough I have schools in Vietnam and I have schools in Thailand. So I will be going back and forth and I will be able to see those places and some other places.
Wow, we didn't even mention Vietnam. Do you have information about Vietnam? Just a little bit, the
I know
vibe.
that I will be going to Hanoi,
Okay.
and I know that I'll have an opportunity to go to Ho Chi Minh City also. But two
Okay.
of my schools are in Hanoi. All of my schools are international schools. So
Love that.
yeah.
And you made a really good point. That is what I noticed pretty much in every place but the US is that there are a bunch of countries surrounding where you're going. So in Europe, the countries are connected.
Yes.
In Asia, the
Yes.
countries are connected. In Africa, in South America. So then it makes it easier for you to
Yes.
go between countries when you're trying to travel. And it isn't like, oh my gosh, you have to take a 10-hour,
Right.
a flight somewhere. You could take a bus, you
Yeah.
could take a train
You can take a
sometimes, or
train.
you could even take a taxi to get to a whole nother country.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have to say I was a little bit embarrassed around my geography skills, but when I was in Malaysia, I did not realize how long and thin and that it's all connected. That you could get to Thailand, that you could just follow this road and it's a long drive, but it's possible. It's absolutely possible. And so doing some more map discovery to see what's where and then being able to say, oh, I can spend a long weekend someplace because I'm there. And the prices, I will just say this, the prices from Thailand to Vietnam, I have to go to Vietnam at the end of August. It was like $63 round trip. $63 round trip, and it's an hour and a half flight. So that's what we're talking about. Even if we were, so just center New Jersey, if I went from New Jersey to DC, I'm probably not going to get the train for $63, you know? So I think that
That makes
you have
sense.
opportunities, to really travel within the area.
That, yeah, you're right. I love how you can travel good transportation abroad in some places. Vonnie says your hair looks good or great.
You
Good or
know,
great. It has to be you because we can't see what my hair is doing. So I know this comment is for you. So
are
get
you
it.
are you braided? Are you
I
braided?
am
Because you stay
braided.
braided.
I
You
am
stay braided.
braided.
I see you. I
Yeah.
see you. You cute.
Yeah, love good braids, but I'm gonna bring back the fro, y'all. Don't worry, she is
Bring it
coming
back.
back. Sometimes I gotta braid her up. Okay, so AJ's whisper said, I was going to ask if you plan to go to Vietnam. So glad to hear that you are. Yes.
Absolutely.
Tell us, what are some of the countries you'll be interested in going to while you're there?
Ooh, it's a long list. Listen. I want to go to Hong Kong for sure. Hong Kong is 2.5 hours. I want to go to Hong Kong. I want to eat. I want to hang. There's good music there. There's good jazz there. I want to do it. I want to go to Bali. Very interested in Bali. Would love to see some of those wonderful houses, the Balinese homes, and just the architect and the art. I'm not a coffee drinker, but there's a lot of coffee. Coffee culture is big in those places. I'm willing to try. In Vietnam, I'm excited about going to Vietnam. There's so many places. I'm gonna have a girl moment. I want to go to Da Nang and get some clothes made. I know I can get clothes made in many cities, but There's a sister I'm following, and she is always like making an outfit and showing it. And I was like, I want to go to Da Nang. I want to see that. I want to go to Cambodia. Really would. I know right now there's some conflict. Maybe not the best time to go, but would like to. And Borneo, thank you, Harry, was on my list. I would love to see what that's like. So there are places, and I would love to go to the Australian Open. Um, Maybe not this January, but in another year.
You
Because
got
this
some. Go
Australian
ahead.
Open is usually happens in January. It's the first. I love tennis, and it starts off the tennis season. And I'm always watching from my couch, and so I will be so close, 5 hours away. I
Yes.
feel like I should just be there.
You should be there. You
I
should
should
be
just be
there.
there.
And Tracy says yes to the custom clothes. I agree. Get them clothes made custom.
Yes,
We
get some
love to
custom
see it.
clothes. Yes.
Get some custom clothes. So, Dr. Davia, it's just been so great to just hang
Oh,
out and
I
chat with
love
you.
you.
I've been excited about this live for days.
I
I'm like, this
know.
is my home girl. So, thank you for stopping by and talking to us. We have another comment from Harry.
Oh, Harry, you be
Harry.
traveling, Harry. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to write. Let me write that
Go
down.
ahead now. I saw you. I saw you with the writing
Oh, you know I
utensil.
have my little stuff on the
Go
side. I'm
ahead,
always
write it
writing.
down.
Okay. All right. All right. I got it.
You got
Delat.
it.
I've
You
never heard
got
of
it.
Delat. I have to do some research.
Yeah, and also we had yeah, we had those recommendations and we had
Thank you.
this from Harry too.
Yes. Oh, Kuching. I think I
Yeah.
know. I think I've heard of Kuching.
Yeah. So thank you, Harry, for entering all this information in the chat
Yes.
so that
We appreciate it.
Dr. Davia can add more places to the list.
Yes. In between all that work, there will be some travel.
In
Okay.
between all that work. And you have from Son.
Thank you,
Dr. Sun
sir.
says, congrats, Dr. Davia. Wishing you best of luck for your move in your new position. That
Thank
is
you
so
so much.
sweet,
I
Dr. Sun.
appreciate that.
Thank you for that. And I also wanted to say this as well as we're wrapping up. Dr. Davia, it's been fantastic to have you in our YouTube group and in our community. I remember interacting with you just from Stephanie Perry's YouTube challenge, and I
Yeah.
saw you, and it was just all good vibes. I'm like, I want to be friends with this person, and we would go on to be friends. And then I remember just being there every Wednesday for your lives. Like, I
Thank
thought that was
you.
so cute. And then you were like, yeah, so I'm actually going to just be out here in the world and not be going live every Wednesday anymore. So I was sad and I missed you. But I also want to say congratulations to you and best of luck. I'm
Thank
so happy
you.
for you that you get this opportunity. We are honored that you chose to spend time with us right
Oh.
before you leave. So thank you for doing that. And I just wanted to ask you, did you have any final thoughts that you want to let the audience know?
Well, please, please, please follow. I will still be trying to figure it all out with the times change. I'm going to figure out how to go live. I just haven't figured it out yet. So I will just post some videos for now. I'm very excited to do that. I still want to keep my focus on work life balance, wellness, and wine. And I would say for anyone who is open to a pivot, be flexible and be open. And you never know what's going to come in your direction, and don't block the blessing, right? You don't know. Somebody say, I went to Malaysia thinking I was going to be taking a job in Malaysia, and lo and behold, I'm taking a job in Thailand, Vietnam. So you never know. You never know what's there, but just be open, be flexible, and be willing. And once you say, I'm willing, use me, then you have no idea what will come. No idea. And thank you. Thank you,
That's
Maya, for having me.
beautiful.
I really appreciate you, Dr. Maya, because you help our group keep moving and grooving.
Of course, of course. And I can still remember like one of my first lives was with you when we were talking about books or your channel last year. Oh, that
Oh
video. I'm
my
not putting it in the description box because
Okay, put it in. It
you
was
want
a
me to put it in?
why not? That's where we started from. We had listen, the conversation was good. The room was black. The lights went out. Everything that could happen, the devil was busy, but we still pressed through and we had a good time. So we get to do a makeup. This is a makeover.
This is a makeover. We have improved so much because at that time I wasn't even able to host people on my channel. So that's funny. Could you send us the Black in Thailand? And you had talked about like it
Yeah.
was some groups for
Adventures Wild Black.
Adventures While Black. Okay.
Yes, they're
Yes.
amazing. That's an amazing group. So if anybody, and even if you are visiting Thailand,
Mm,
you can choose one of the activities and sign up,
mm.
pay their and their nominal fee. It's like $3, $2,
Okay.
$1,
Okay.
just to have a commitment.
Okay.
And then there's Black in Thailand, and they're both on IG also.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Yes. And if you send those to me, I can put
I'll
them
send them to you.
in the description box. Wonderful. All right. Everybody that has been in the audience, thank you for this wonderful conversation. We were so happy to have you on this Friday,
Yeah.
starting off with August, the first
Oh,
of August. And do not forget to comment, to like, and to subscribe to Dr. Davia's channel. Okay. She has some really, really great content about, moving abroad, about like all topics, community,
yes.
wine. If you like wines, you always got a wine list and
Yes.
recommendations specifically about the wine. So that is where you need to be. We have some goodbyes. Dr. Cheryl says thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
AJ's Whisper, wonderful interview. Thank you, AJ's
Thank
Whisper,
you,
for being
AJ.
here too.
Thank
And
you.
you all, like, please, in these last like 5 minutes, write whatever you have to say to Dr. Davia. This is her send off. This is our not goodbye, but see you later.
Later.
We want to wish her success in every single way. Tracy says, great conversation. Love the live interview. Thank you,
Me
Tracy. You were
too. I love the
so
live interview. There's so much
right.
more. They
So
do it for
fun.
me.
We have Prophet Mother. This was so informative and fun. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
are, we are happy that you want to spend your Friday with us. And you
I
still
know.
got time. If you still have plans and
You
you
can
wanted
still
something
get
to
out
do,
there.
you could still get out there.
It's early.
It's early. Also, you all, please do not forget to comment to this video, to like this video. If you're out there right now, you can comment, you can like on our video. And I will let you know we have a series related to Asia. So I already posted a video talking about my experience in Thailand, Singapore, and in Malaysia.
Yes.
We have this video.
Yeah.
And then in the future, we're going to have a conversation from someone that will tell us about Korea, about Japan, and about
Nice.
India.
Nice.
She was in all three of those places this year. So that will be another conversation. And then we'll have a conversation with someone about China.
Yes.
So we are in Asia for a few videos.
Yes.
So if you all have questions about being Black in Asia, about specific Asian countries, you want to tune in.
Nice.
Also, for you, Dr. Davia, good luck, Carl and Jessica.
Yes.
Carla and Jessica.
Yes.
And then Q Style says, this was so fun. Love you, Dr. Davia. Congrats. Can't wait to visit. You already have a visitor.
Listen, I have to get my calendar up. I'm like, listen, people, I got to work. Y'all can all start in November. That's my birthday month. Y'all can come and visit in November. From now to November, I gotta shut it down. Gotta get acclimated. But then we open. As Vonnie would say, we out there.
We out there. We outside. Y'all heard it, okay? If you're friends with Dr. Davia, get on that calendar so you can see what? Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, look at you. You building it up, Tracy. 2 visitors. Can I get a third? Can we get a third?
Can we get three?
Can we get a third visitor? We wait for
No, please. We gonna have enough. I'm trying to come and see you, Dr. Maya, but we'll wait on that.
Okay. After this conversation, I'm like, I want to send off too.
Yes,
so my
you
plan,
want a send off. You let
my
the
plan,
people know.
Yeah, is to move to Colombia in February of next year. So I got 6 more months. And I'm trying to be in Colombia. So with that, Dr. Davia, I think I'll let you go. This has been so
we have a third and we have a fourth.
We found it. We got the third and the fourth visitor. You already got 4 visitors. You haven't even left.
I know. I love it. I love it.
God, the love on here for you is so real. It's so real. Dr. Davia, we didn't cry. Both of us thought we were going to cry.
We really did. When we started, I was like, I'm going down. Oh my God, Maya. It's been that kind of day. My day has been super emotional. But you know what? I think it's the ice wine and it's you. Your good
Oh,
conversation. You are amazing. I love you, sis. Thank you.
thank you. I love you too, sis. I'm gonna miss you so much. Even though, ironically, y'all, I've never met Dr. Davia in person, so it's like, how can you miss something you never had? But it's like our internet connection, it's our banter, it
Yep.
is our lives together. I'm gonna miss you, Dr. Davia, so much. But I'm hoping you have a fantastic and wonderful experience. Okay, don't
Absolutely.
forget us when you just out here in every Asian country seeing all of the things while not doing
Doing
all of the things. Okay.
exactly. Exactly.
Remember us that sent you off, Dr. Davia.
Yes,
Okay. While
ma'am.
you
Yes,
got your
ma'am.
calendar and you're like, absolutely not, or maybe I can make time for you.
You are
Don't
best.
forget we sent you off. Okay. Don't forget about us.
I,
Oh,
I,
hey, look what you
hey,
got right at the end.
hey,
Marissa Price. Okay. Our favorite healer has
our
dropped
favorite
in too.
healer.
Marissa, we saying goodbye to Dr. Davy. If you had anything that you want to say, that's how we can end this because Marissa probably going to come through with some fire. Okay, with a mic
She
drop.
listen, she's just her presence is the fire right there. I'm so happy to have her here. I'm
Always.
happy to have everyone here. And I'm gonna let you go. Because we said what?
Okay.
We was like, oh, we're gonna do an hour, we're gonna be done. Here we are. Here we are at the hour 30 mark.
I don't know what you want from me. We need to know about your travels. There's so much for us to know. But I'm gonna let it go for real.
Okay.
Dr. Davia, always a pleasure. We wish you the best of luck in your travels in Thailand. We want you to make it there safely. We want you to
Absolutely.
have a wonderful time. We want you to take advantage of seeing other Asian countries while you're there. And
Yeah.
finally, open up your calendar for your 4 visitors.
Yes, absolutely. All open, all open. Everyone be well, be well. Take
Okay.
care.
All
Cheers,
right,
Maya. Thank
everybody,
you.
take care. Thank
Thank
you all for
you.
stopping by. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. And I love you so much, Davy. Okay, know that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maya. Appreciate you. Love you back.
Okay, bye,
Cheers.
everybody. Happy
Bye.
Friday. See you all next time.